Welcome to Menu Monday. New recipes every Monday. Stuck in that cooking rut? I've been there. Come join me and try some new things. I have fun in the kitchen and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get cooking! The first thing I did was wash and dry the chicken, sprayed the casserole dish, and arranged it in the pot. This is going to go in the slow cooker, the first hour on high, and then 5 to 6 hours on low. Next thing I'm going to do is mix the remaining ingredients, which is our soy sauce, brown sugar, ginger, and garlic. We're going to get this all mixed up and then pour this over your chicken. Alright, we're going to put the lid on, and for high in the Emeril Lagasse Air Fryer 360, it is 275 degrees. It'll only go down to 2 hours, so I just timed it myself. Then I turned it down to low to 25 and left it in there for 6 hours. Then I put in my rice cauliflower. You can do regular rice if you're not low carb, but I just had a frozen package and that's what I used on this day. And then I just topped it with some sesame seeds and some leeks for a garnish, and that is optional. Here are your ingredients. It was really tasty. Hope you try it. So the first thing we're going to do is put the Instant Pot on saute and add some olive oil. This can be done with pork or beef. I just had a lot of pork roasts that we got on sale when they opened a new store in town, so I'm just using those up. I'm going to add salt and pepper on all or 2 sides of the roast, but we want to saute all 4. So once the Instant Pot's nice and hot, we're going to get our roast cooking. And like I said, we are just sauteing each side and browning it. Did put some salt and pepper on the other side. Alright, and once we've got it browned on all 4 sides, I'll show you. We're going to add the chicken broth to the pot. Then we're going to remove all the brown bits on the bottom of the pot. You want to get these up so you don't get a burn notice. So just get all that good delicious stuff off the bottom. Now we're going to put our roast back in. We're going to add the garlic. And we're going to take the full jar of pepperoncini peppers and the juice and place that in the pot. Now I'm going to add a little of the Pit Boss barbecue pork rub. And that's all I had left, just a little bit, but it's on my grocery list. Then we're going to cancel and set this to pressure, and we'll do that for 90 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes as it comes up on mine. And then after that is done, I left it on natural release, I think for 10 or 15 minutes. And I get all the pork out and then shred it up, getting all the fatty bits out, and I'm going to speed this up. I cannot stand the fatty parts. I go through it with a fine-tooth comb. This shredded up so well. It was so tender. And I was going to do this in the slow cooker, but I got so busy that morning that I forgot. So I didn't have the time to do it in the slow cooker. But an hour and a half in the Instant Pot, and this is about a 4 to 4.5 pound roast. And it did wonderful. There we go. There's all the yucky parts I threw away. Now I'm going to take some Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce that you like. And I'm going to mix this in with my pork and then put it in the oven for about 20 minutes just to crisp it up and get it all nice and caramelized. Use as much as you like. I ended up doing a double dose of this. And you can serve this with a toasted onion bun with provolone cheese, which I used to do. But now we are low carb. I did low carb wraps, and then I did a side of ranch cauliflower, which I've done before, and a little more of the meat mixture to go with it. There's our plate. It was very good. Here are your ingredients. For our soup today, I was still not feeling well from the strep throat. Of course, there's this other virus out there, so I thought I'll go ahead and make a bunch of soup so that if we were to become ill, it would be very easy just to defrost it and heat it up in a bowl whenever we're hungry. So I had chicken left over from a casserole, so I went ahead and chopped that up. And I sort of winged this recipe. I did use a recipe from the Food Network, which I'm going to put on the website. And you can follow that one, or you can do what I did. I just used the vegetables and things that I had, but I did leave a recipe that you can follow. So we need 4 cups of chicken broth. I make my own with the granules, so this is 2 cups, and then I make another 2 cups in just one moment. And that's with the chicken in the Instant Pot. Alright, so we're going to cover this, bring it to a boil, and then reduce the heat and let it simmer for 20 minutes. It says to skim any fat or foam from it, but I didn't have any of that, being that I didn't use the bones or carcass. And then I just added my vegetables. I put in carrots, onion, I had some corn left over, so I put that in there. Didn't want to put any rice or potatoes because we're doing low carb. So mine was all vegetables, and then onion. And Big Daddy's not a fan of celery, so I didn't put that in there. Alright, after I got all the vegetables in, I gave it a good mix and then started adding the seasonings. Again, I didn't really go by the recipe below. I did some chicken seasoning, a bay leaf, some Himalayan pink salt, and the ground pepper. But you can put in anything that you like. And give that a stir, and then I just covered it until all the vegetables were done, and then I put it in Tupperware, and after it cooled, put it in a plastic bag and put it in the freezer. Here are your ingredients. The first thing I'm going to do is spray in my skillet. Not spray, rather. Put some olive oil in the skillet, and then I'm going to cut up our vegetables. So we have some summer squash, some zucchini, and you want a half cup of all of these. Red bell pepper, white onion, some vine tomatoes, and it calls for fresh basil. I didn't have fresh, so I just used dry, and also a can of stewed tomatoes. So I'm just chopping and getting everything in the pan currently, and then I'm saving the other half of everything for another meal. So now we're going to saute the vegetables over medium-high heat for about 5 minutes. Just give them a good stir before we get started. Okay, after the 5 minutes, we're going to add the meatballs and the stewed tomatoes, and then we'll simmer everything with the lid on for about 10 minutes. going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees while this is cooking. Now I added the salt and the pepper and basil. I didn't have fresh, like I said, I used the dry. Then we're going to place everything in the casserole dish, and that was sprayed with some non-stick cooking spray. I'm going to put this in the 350 degree oven for 20 minutes. And then we'll just sprinkle with the stated Parmesan cheese. I don't believe I had any, so I used mozzarella. And there's your plate, and here are your ingredients. It was really good and very simple. Well, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next Monday for another Menu Monday. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Bye-bye.